Okay, so hi there. Welcome to Juniper Grace Tube number 10. It's two hands. Yay! It's Juniper Grace Tube number 10. I'm so excited and I'm so glad that you are back here with me today. I am going to start everything off like I sometimes always do. Either it's a song or a story. Today it's going to be a story. We're going to read The Paper Bag Princess by Robert Munsch. And I really hope that you guys know this story, and if you don't, then you are in for a treat. This is The Paper Bag Princess, story by Robert Munsch, and art by Michael Marchenko, and it's called, it's a classic Munsch story. I just wanted to show you another thing, because I'm a brownie leader. That is me. I am Rainbow Owl. I put Rainbow Owl in my books now instead of Grace, just because this is the most that I use my storybooks as I bring them to brownie camp. Okay, so The Paper Bag Princess, and it's to Elizabeth. So if your name is Elizabeth, this book's for you. Elizabeth was a beautiful princess. She lived in a castle and had expensive princess clothes. She was going to marry a prince named Ronald. Two little hearts around her head. Unfortunately, a dragon smashed her castle, burned all of her clothes with his fiery breath, and carried off Prince Ronald. Oh no! Elizabeth decided to chase the dragon and get Ronald back. She looked everywhere for something to wear, but the only thing she could find that was not burnt was a paper bag. So she put on the paper bag and followed the dragon. He was easy to follow because he left a trail of burnt forests and horses' bones. Ooh. Finally, Elizabeth came to a cave with a large door that had a huge knocker on it. She took hold of the knocker and banged on the door. The dragon stuck his nose out of the door and said, "Well, a princess. I love to eat princesses, but I have already eaten a whole castle today. I am a very busy dragon. Come back tomorrow." He slammed the door so fast that Elizabeth almost got her nose caught. Look at that dragon. I like how he's got the little kind of bib around his neck. Elizabeth grabbed the knocker and banged on the door again. The dragon stuck his nose out of the door and said, "Go away. I love to eat princesses, but I have already eaten a whole castle today. I am a very busy dragon. Come back tomorrow." "Wait!" shouted Elizabeth. "Is it true that you are the smartest and fiercest dragon in the whole world?" "Yes," said the dragon. "Is it true," said Elizabeth, "that you can burn up 10 forests with your fiery breath?" "Oh, yes," said the dragon, and he took a huge deep breath and breathed out so much fire that he burnt up 50 forests. My goodness. "Fantastic," said Elizabeth. And the dragon took another huge breath and breathed out so much fire that he burnt up 100 forests. "Magnificent," said Elizabeth. And the dragon took another huge breath, but this time, nothing came out. The dragon didn't even have enough fire left to cook a meatball. Elizabeth said, "Dragon, is it true that you can fly around the world in just 10 seconds?" "Why, yes," said the dragon, and jumped up and flew all the way around the world in just 10 seconds. He was very tired when he got back, but Elizabeth shouted, "Fantastic! Do it again!" I think I know what she's up to. So the dragon jumped up and flew around the whole world in just 20 seconds. When he got back, he was too tired to talk, and he lay down and went straight to sleep. Elizabeth is a sneaky princess. She's smart. Elizabeth whispered very softly, "Hey, dragon." The dragon didn't move at all. She lifted up the dragon's ear and put her head right inside. She shouted as loud as she could, "Hey, dragon!" The dragon was so tired he didn't even move. I think I can see Prince Ronald. Elizabeth walked right over the dragon and opened the door to the cave. There was Prince Ronald. He looked at her and said, "Elizabeth, you are a mess. You smell like ashes, your hair is all tangled, and you are wearing a dirty old paper bag. Come back when you are dressed like a real princess." Yeah. Do you think that was the right thing for him to say? I don't think so. "Ronald," said Elizabeth, "your clothes are really pretty and your hair is very neat. You look like a real prince, but you are a bum." They didn't get married after all. And there she is, skipping away into the sunshine. I love this story. The end. Now, if you have not experienced Robert Munsch before, he is one of my favorite authors. He's the guy right up here in the corner making that crazy face. I think you can actually find him on YouTube or online reading his stories. And if you listen to him read the stories, his voice is crazy. It's amazing. But yeah, it's one of my favorite stories. And actually, I went to the bookstore recently and I found two little itty bitty Robert Munsch books. One of, whoops, wrong direction. One of The Paper Bag Princess and one of Millicent and the Wind. And I'm going to do a little flash giveaway for these guys before next week. So the giveaway will end next Monday, May something. Let me look at my day timer. Next Monday, May 5th, will be the deadline for the giveaway. Well, it'll be, I think, maybe that night, or Sunday night, the 4th, just so that I can give these away. I'm going to send them away. Just a little flash giveaway because I haven't got anything like yarn or anything big yet, but we will soon. But this, I just thought, you know what, these are so much fun and I want to share the love of Robert Munsch. So go to the Ravelry group, Juniper Grace Tube, and you join and make sure that you're a member, and then tell me if you know Robert Munsch. Tell me your favorite Robert Munsch book, and if not, then just tell me your favorite kids book. And just one entry per person, and I will do my probably my husband random number generator, and we'll give away the books. Isn't that great? Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, so welcome back, or welcome here if you are brand new. My name is Grace. I am also known as Juniper Grace. You can find me on Ravelry as Juniper Grace. You can find me on Instagram as Juniper Grace. You can find me on Ravelry. Our group for this is Juniper Grace Tube, and then on Twitter you can find me as Graceface. Raceface. Yep. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming and joining and coming back if you have been here before. I know it took a little while for me to record, and I will tell you a little bit of why. But first I just want to explain what I'm wearing. So I'm wearing my Team Cave shirt. If you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, you probably have seen this already. Yesterday, my husband ran, we have a annual, it's called the TC10K. It's a Times Colonist, which is the local newspaper, 10-kilometer run. And my husband participated, and so my best friend and I and her boyfriend, who is a genius with a can of spray paint, he created these t-shirts for us to wear, and we were a line of hot pink yelling and screaming when my husband came through the finish line, and I'm so proud of him. He did a really great job. And now I want to invest in a whole series of these shirts, because someday when we have little ones, I want to be that embarrassing parent that shows up to all the events in the Team Cave shirt. Isn't that great? It also makes me want to have really good posture, because I want you to be able to see this rather than this, because that just looks like EA or EAM. Team Cave. But then That's a little awkward. Okay, so other things that I wanted to talk about. We have more postcards. If you can see, the wall has kind of extended downwards. We have received quite a few new postcards because it's been a little while since the last time I podcasted. Oh, sorry. It is almost the end of April already. I can barely believe it. It is so hard to believe. Now, if you were the list of postcards that I should have out already, you would be right here. Okay, so I received from Helen, Blackwell's Bookshop in Oxford. I think that's my mother-in-law. I think she sent me that. I didn't know she was watching this, so she was, hi, hello. Florida Turtle from Anna. I got Holland Windmills from, oh no, this is the tricky part. Gitty? If I said your name totally wrong, I'm really sorry. But she's from Holland. Or, well, the postcards are from Holland. Pikes Peak from Lori, Knits with Bears. And New Hampshire Sheep from Gail. Oh, thank you, Gail. And really adorable Easter card that has the whole border crocheted. Actually, let me, reaching. I'm gonna pull it off the wall because I want you guys to see this. Look at this beautiful thing. It is from Marie, who I think goes by Maure. I don't know how to say her Ravelry name very well, but look, she took this beautiful Easter card and crocheted the prettiest little border around it, and I just wanted to say thank you. That was so sweet. It took me forever to get back to her when she asked for my address, and so I'm so thankful for the patience of my wonderful Junipers. You guys are so kind to me. When life gets crazy and I don't get back to you right away, you still persist, and I appreciate that. I also got a little more love, along with the Holland postcard from, Gitti? Wonderful person from the Netherlands. She sent me, okay guys, like I said, I'm diving into the dark side. This little, well, she didn't send me the bowl, but see all the things inside of the bowl? The teeny tiny little skeins of sock yarn. They're for Hexie Puffs, so I am so excited. I totally love the colors. They're just absolutely adorable. Like, each one will totally make a Hexie Puff. So thank you. I'm so excited. I also received in the mail, I did not even know this, but I had a girlfriend who was living in Victoria while she was working on some school. I think she was doing her master's. Marlies? I can't remember. I'm really sorry, but I know that you and your husband were doing school or teaching or something. They were here all the way from Austria. I think it's Austria. Oh no, Marlies, I'm the worst. But they sent me, or well, when Herb came back to visit one time, he brought me a Vienna Starbucks mug, which I think I've shown. But then also recently she sent a package to our friend Amy, and then in it was Harry Potter yarn. This is the Lupin colorway. Here he is on the ball band. You can see him pointing his wand, and I don't know if you can see it. Is it going to focus? But it's the Harry Potter opal, and that is so fun. It kind of, weirdly enough, reminds me of bumblebees. And then more Hedwig. I love Hedwig. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. I just feel really loved. That was a total surprise. Out of the blue, I was at church, and Amy's husband, David, brings me this yellow box, and he's like, here you go, and I open it up, and it's Harry Potter yarn. From Austria, well, from Germany, I guess, which is where opal comes from, which is really exciting. And some more mail. I just have one more thing. I'm, again, not trying to be all boasty and braggy, but I just want to say thank you because you guys are so nice to me. Angie Silverbell, she sent me this just out of the blue. It is Rosie Flo's coloring book, and the idea is it has dresses and other bits of design where you just add the person and then you color and have fun, and I totally love it. It is so much fun, especially with the little people that I know in my life. Like, I'm I just kind of want to see what everybody else adds to this. Like, I kind of want to leave it out as like a coffee table book and see what kind of crazy creative art will happen, which I just think is so much fun. So thank you. And also, if you don't know, because you're brand new, the postcard wall, we're trying to get postcards from the Junipers from around the world, or, you know, even next door. If you're in Canada, send me a postcard. I would love to add it to the wall. I have an idea. I want to put a little map. I want to print off a little map and actually shade in from the places from the States and other places in the world where people have sent me postcards from, and we'll see how much of the map we fill up. Wouldn't that be awesome? I think so. So I've told you where to find me, and I've said my thank yous, and now it's time to kind of tell you what's been going on. I am really sorry that I haven't been around for, oh wait, hold on. Oh, it's almost empty. Do you have your drinks? Did you grab your knitting? I keep forgetting to do this. I'm gonna have to remember to do this at the very beginning, but make sure that you've got your knitting. Make sure that you've got a little beverage of some kind. This was lemon soda. It's like, I think it's called bitter lemon. No, dry lemon. It's yummy. It's from the UK. I've been drinking that. Make sure you've got your drink and your knitting, and let's dive in. Okay, wonderful. So lots of things have been happening. I'm so sorry I've kind of I fell off the map. But really, what happened is I said goodbye to my job at the bank. Pause for effect. I can hardly believe it. It doesn't seem real. It was a tough decision to make. It was a little bit scary. You know, like, it was just not the right environment for me, and I needed to say goodbye. So I worked up the guts to say goodbye, and I'm going to try Juniper Grace and see what that can do for me. And what that means is you will see a few changes. From now on, you're going to see more activity from me on the blog. You're going to see regular weekly podcasts. You are going to see just a few changes. The blog might change a little bit, but not right away. I'm going to look up what I want to do and then make that happen. And Instagram will be more consistent. There'll be more activities going on, and yeah, it's kind of like a world of opportunity. I'm hoping to bring back my Etsy shop as well. For some of you that have heard from Jan from Twin Set Designs, she was talking about these cute little measuring bracelets that I make, and I just haven't had them up, and I haven't had them for sale because I haven't had time to do Juniper Grace. So now I'm going to do that, which is kind of exciting. It's a little bit scary, and that's kind of why I was off the grid for a couple weeks. Well, that, and I've also been working very, very hard on some behind-the-scenes things for Camp Aloha Friends, which I will talk to you more about. But yeah, so here we go, stepping off into the next adventure. It's a little bit scary, really exciting, and I can't wait to see what happens. So you guys are going to see a lot more of this pretty mug. You're gonna see my face way more often, which I hope that you'll like. I would like to believe that you would want to see me more often. So anyways, yeah, I just wanted to let you know. So if I have been slow on replying on Ravelry, especially slow, I'm really sorry. I tried to sit down today and get through the majority of my messages. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. But now here I am. I'm going to be around a lot more. Okay, so that's that. Isn't that crazy? Moving on. Let's get to some current events. What is on my plate right now? So we have that little mini book giveaway. Don't forget that. Make sure you go over and visit the podcast, because this is a tiny itty bitty version of the Paperback Princess, and you're definitely going to you'd want this. I know you would. So pop on over and enter for that little giveaway, which I will be announcing on the next podcast, hopefully next Monday. Thank you, fridge. My fridge likes to make thunking noises. We've talked about this in the first episode, maybe, or second episode. But just in case you haven't seen that, my fridge from time to time will make a thunk. So we have that. We also have coming up the Hanaho knit-along. So Mel, the single-headed knitter knits, Emski knits, she designed the most beautiful, this is the description. It's a box sweater that delivers again and again on comfort and style. It is this most adorable cardigan that goes like wrap, and then it wraps over and it pins, and it doesn't swoop like this, it kind of hangs over. It has the most gorgeous technique. It's like a copycat kind of beautiful technique that goes down the edgings and then also along the cuff. If you haven't seen this, make sure you go to her Ravelry page. I will definitely link in the show notes to where to find this sweater. But I am hosting my first ever knit along, and it's going to start May 1st and go all the way until July 1st. So we have all of May and all of June to knit this sweater together. There's going to be me as well as Sarah, and her Ravelry name is completely escaping me right now. I'm so sorry, Sarah. But I have someone that we both test knit the sweater for Mel. I did a sample knit, so I'm very excited to knit one in my size that I can wear. And Sarah's gonna help me. Sorry, Sarah, I have to go look up. I'm gonna put your name in the notes. But she's gonna be my cheerleader / helper, basically. So if you have questions or you need help at any point, even just swatching or whatever it is, you can message us, or I'll have some threads open on my Juniper Grace Tube Ravelry page just for the whole knit along, and there'll be some prizes. We have some very exciting things happening. Mel, her mother, I don't know I'm sure if you have watched Single-Headed Knits podcast, or if not, go find it. But her mom makes these adorable, she sews absolutely adorable project bags, and she was going to donate one of those. I think Mel is also going to donate some patterns that she's just recently, I think it might be an ebook that she's recently designed, which is amazing. She also, we're also teaming up with, there are two different amazing yarn ladies that have put out yarn for this sweater. First is Stacy from Mustache Podcast, and a lot of you were able to buy the actual kit where you get the yarn and there's like a project bag that goes with it and things like that. But then there's also Stephanie from Space Cadet Creations, and she is joining in with us on this knit along, and I'm going to be knitting my Hanaho in Space Cadet Creations. I'm so excited. Except the yarn is still in the mail, so I'm not sure if we'll have it exactly on time, but even if I don't, that's okay. We can all kind of start, and I'll be there to answer questions, and then as soon as I get the yarn, I will I will swatch. Now this is the trick. If you're going to join in on that podcast, on that knit along, why did I say podcast? The knit along, you have to make sure that you swatch, and I will be there to help you because it is totally worth it. Yes. And Stephanie, I think, is donating something really special for one of our giveaway objects, as well as, okay, now this isn't the actual bag, but Susan, Rista1313 from Girl Cave Bags. I love Girl Cave Bags because I'm a Girl Cave, that's me. My last name's Cave. See, you can see her little button. Sorry, it's a little wrinkly, Susan. I should have ironed it before I showed it off. But this is one of her adorable little project bags that she has made, and I bought in like 3 seconds. This is, I think, the sock bag, and it's a little wrinkly because it's well loved because I use it all the time. She has gladly offered to donate. Or agreed, because I asked her, to donate one of her beautiful, beautiful project bags. And as soon as it comes in the mail, I will show it off. On a side note, one of the things that she's doing now, actually, so you want to keep your eyes peeled to, I believe it's girlcavebags.etsy.com. She is making project bags for the, you know, when you're cross stitching your hoop, for cross stitching projects, so that you can tuck your cross stitching and have a proper bag for that, which to be honest, I've never seen. I'm always making up my own tote bags, like I'm using just a regular tote bag, but I've requested one that has gnomes on it. I'm so excited. I'll show that off, I promise. So if you haven't seen her, you have to go check out girlcavebags.etsy.com. I love her. Yeah, so that's what's going to happen with the Hanaho cow. We're probably going to have more prizes. I have a few things up my sleeve. And if anybody wants to donate a prize, you can totally let me know. And I think I want this to be a really fun first knit along. I want everybody to join. Even if you've already started the sweater, you are welcome to join. I think we should all just be welcome in, even if you've started it, because the pattern's been out for a little while, and so just make sure that you come in and join, and you have to post a picture to win a prize, and we'll have all the threads up, and I'm just so excited. I'm so very excited. I'm gonna knit a red one. What color are you gonna knit yours? Anyways, and then the next thing that that is coming up as well, that goes along with Mel from Emsky Knits, Single-Handed Knits. I talk about her a lot. She's one of my favorite people in the whole world. She is doing Camp Aloha Friends. And I am totally a camp girl and I love camp, and I get to be one of the camp counselors for the activity as well as one of the instructors. And that is partly why you have not seen me. I wanted to show you guys this. This is our salad bowl that we got from the wedding. In this salad bowl is not salad, there are ends from a project that I've been working on for Camp Aloha Friends. The colors, can you see the colors? They are just like perfect spring summer colors, and I love it. And well, you know what? That's another little hint and teaser. I'm not going to show you the actual project, but oh boy, you're going to love this. So go check it out. Camp Aloha Friends, you can find all of the information at singlehandedknits.com. And it's supposed to start June 15th. So registration is open right now. And there's 2 tiers to registration. One of them, the whole idea of this camp is basically camp that comes to you. You can do, it's kind of online. So you know how sometimes, like for example, a girl that lives on Vancouver Island can't get all the way out to the eastern states to go to a camp and hang out with all of her friends. But this kind of brings it to you. And so there's day campers, like there's 2 options. You can be a day camper and just kind of pay to be a part of camp and have all access to the camp, but you won't, you have to get your own materials to do whatever crafts or activities that we're doing. Then there is the bunkhouse boarder, where it's a little more expensive, but for that price comes this amazing project bag made by Mel's mom, filled with stuff to do all of the activities. I mean, you'll still have to get a few of your own supplies, but there's key pieces to each thing that will be winging their way to you in the mail, and you can use them, and it's so much fun. I think you'll love it. So, and I'm going to be one of the bunkhouse leaders. That's where I'm a cabin counselor. So you get assigned, if you're a bunkhouse boarder, you get a bunkhouse, and that kind of, there's a little extra community there, if that makes sense. So that'll be really fun. And so you want to go and check it out, and registration is open, and I'm going to be there the whole time. So you'll want to do that because we'll get to hang out and it'll be really fun. But yeah, and I think you'll love it. So I think that's all I wanted to say about those things. Now let's talk about what I'm knitting, because this is a knitting podcast. So why don't we talk about the things that are on my needles? So like I said, stuff has been a little bit crazy, and yeah, and so I haven't really been doing as much. I've been busy with this bowl of yarn ends, the project attached to that. So I have to confess there's not much progress. There's not much to show, but I'll show it anyways because, hey, it's really fun. So let's see. Let's start with this one. This is, I think I showed you the very beginning. I think I even just showed you the yarn for this. But this is my latest Stripe Study Shawl. And I've only been working on this guy on Sundays when I go to church because I've been so busy with other projects. I haven't had time to do much. But since I've knit it so many times, and honestly, it is one of the fastest. It's on tiny needles just for portability. It's the Stripe Study Shawl by Vera Valimaki, I believe. Yeah, I think it's Vera Valimaki. Why do I keep what? I should know this right off. I'm knitting it in Knit Picks palette. There was a wonderful sale a little while ago, and I think the whole shawl cost me like something like $8 to knit the whole thing. It takes two skeins of each color. I'm doing in a beautiful kind of light gray and a navy blue. It's asymmetrical, so this side actually goes a little bit further off in a triangle, and then this side is a little bit shorter. The stripes are smaller on this side and bigger on this side. And it's my comfort knit. It's the knit that I always have one on the go somewhere tucked in a bag, and then if I'm running out the door and I'm at a tough part in a different pattern, I can always pick this guy up and I know that I can knit on it for hours and I will never, it's not hard. It doesn't take effort. I have to look at the pattern to get it started, and then once it's started, I'm fine. So that's kind of cruising along. There's no deadline on that one. That one's just my kind of perpetual knitting, potato chip knitting in my Knit City bag from Vancouver. This is one of my, how you guys always have like your SSK and all that stuff. I have Knit City and I love it. I can't wait. This past year, Stephanie Pearl McPhee was there. And speaking of her, I was given this as a birthday present this year, and I freaking love this. I haven't had time to really read it until recently, but I picked it up and it is so funny. Let's see. Okay, I'm just going to read one, and I hope that's okay, Stephanie, if you're watching. I hope you're not upset. I just want to give them a teaser and a hint as to what to expect in this book. So, At Knit's End, Meditations for Women Who Knit Too Much by Stephanie Pearl McPhee. It's a little, really compact little book. I keep it by the side of my bed, and if I, right before I go to sleep, I read a couple. So she starts off with a quote at the top of the page. It says, "Lead us not into temptation, just tell us where it is, we'll find it," by Sam Levinson. And then she has a thought, right? So, I cannot count the number of times I have been in a yarn shop. Hundreds, probably thousands of times. I can count on one hand the number of times I left with nothing. 3. Once because I'd forgotten my money, once because my child felt ill, and once because my credit card was declined. It was the second yarn shop of the day. So even the worst yarn shop has something you need, and I love it. It's just it's a really funny kind of little. It's a whole collection. Like, it's a nice hefty book, but it's a full collection of just little snippets of genius. I think they're so funny. I think it's so entertaining. There's one that's 5 ways to fix a mistake in your knitting. At the bottom, she says, "I will remain open to drastic measures." I love how there's little it really is meditations. It's fantastic. So that's one thing I've been reading a little bit more lately since I left the bank, just to kind of recuperate and recover. I've been reading and I love it. Why don't I read more? I have an English degree. I should read all the time, every day. Well, no, I have to knit too. So I've got the Stripe Study Shawl. I've been reading that book. I've also, in a knitting kind of related thing, but not really what's actually knitting, I painted a yarn bowl. I went to a paint your own pottery place, and they have yarn bowls. And so here, let me put it. It's yellow with kind of a turquoisey bit in there, and I drizzled yellow down the inside. And it's like this. The glaze that we got was this cool like terracotta glaze where when you painted it on, it was like terracotta red. It didn't look yellow at all. But then the glaze is reactive, which is why when I drizzled it inside, it didn't just get eaten up by the blue. It kind of reacted with the turquoisey blue or whatever it is, seafoamy blue. I love it. It's so cool. So hopefully, I've actually been getting lots of use out of it. And so that's one other thing. It's kind of knitting related, but but not knitting because it's not knitting. I'm still working on my Hedwig sock. I can't remember if I've shown you guys this product. I'm seriously still on sock number 1. And I didn't finish the sock for March. I really want to finish, I wanted to finish 2 pairs for April to catch up, but I think I'm going to try to finish 1. So here is my Hedwig sock. I'm using Susan B. Anderson's simple sock recipe. I knit with 2.5 millimeter needles. They're Addi Turbo sock rockets with a 40-inch cable. I do the magic loop method. And right now I'm just at the point where I'm turning the heel, and I paused because I couldn't do it wherever I was, and I haven't picked it back up yet. But I love this yarn. It's the opal, it's the Hedwig yarn that I showed you. And it's so cool. It's self-striping sock yarn that makes a cowichan kind of pattern. Like cowichan sweaters. Some people call them Indian sweaters. They've got those beautiful light gray and this coloring with cool patterns. I have a pattern for one that has a buffalo on it, and that's what I want to make myself. And I have all of the wool to spin to make the yarn to knit the sweater. I just have to do it. So that's also on the list. Now that I am going to be taking care or doing Juniper Grace and having more time, I have a little list, well, actually a giant list, probably as long as my arms and my legs put together, of just projects that I just want to get finished and kind of clear the slate and leave room for new projects. Oh, and then speaking of new projects, I only have one little new project that I started that isn't, it's another shawl, but it's Julie's fault. It's Inky 077. It's her fault because she sent me the pattern as a pick me up when I told her that I was going to leave the bank and I was feeling stressed out about it. But I've only done this much. It's the Hogwarts Express shawl. I think it counts as a kind of a shawlette. It's not huge. It's garter stitch in the body, and then there's cabled owls at the bottom of the shawl. I'm knitting it with Plucky Knitter's, one of the sock ones, fingering weight. And it's a beautiful, beautiful purple. I don't have the ball band with me. I'm terrible at that. Sorry, guys. But the pattern, Hogwarts Express, is by Susan Ashcroft. And it's great. It's really cute. I've only got this much done. But I was thinking, because Mary, Woolly Bear 368, she has her podcast, The Knitting Dish. And she is, she's hosting a knit along as well. For, when is it? From April 1st to June 1st, she's doing a small shawl knit along, and I'm going to join in. I'm finally going to join in, and so if you want to join in, you should totally go over to her Ravelry group. It's The Knitting Dish, and you could watch her podcast because, first of all, she's hilarious. Oh, and Mary, okay, so you taught us the Boston word, khakis. I'm trying to practice. She's the one that says soldier beans. So khakis. I took my khakis to my I can't do it. I sound really silly, but I'm practicing. Okay, so I'm working on it. But if you guys want just a hoot of, what is it, half an hour to an hour, however long her podcast is, sometimes when I really miss her, I just put on her podcast and watch old episodes and laugh and laugh and laugh because she just makes me laugh. So this is what I'm going to enter in. You saw me, I'm actually recording that I'm participating in your knit along, Mary. So it's going to happen. Okay. What else? Easter happened. Did you guys have a great Easter? Did you eat lots of chocolate? Did you get lots of chocolate? My mom gave me one of the most precious little things. She gave me, in my Easter basket, she gave me some really creative Easter eggs. This one is not to eat. I'm going to put it even closer. It is made out of, I don't know if it's going to focus, but it is made out of pussy willows. So some amazing artist glued pussy willows around an egg, and it is the softest, I just want to put it on my cheek. It's the softest thing. And I was, when Mom gave it to me, I was actually having kind of a tough day. And so I just held it and I was petting the little egg. And it was so perfect. So that was really adorable. Have you guys got pussy willows yet? Have you seen them? I love them so much. I used to go out on my bicycle on like the weekend, and I would come home with branches of pussy willows for my mom to put in a jar because I loved them so much. Pussy willows, so these soft little fuzzy, like mini little paws or little tails that grow on trees. Trying to think what else has happened. Sorry, it's not the craziest like woo episode today. I just miss you guys and I wanted to say hello. What else is on my list? But okay, so I haven't been knitting a lot because, well, I've been working on that project, but I've been adding to the stash. So I want to show you some of the things that I went and bought recently. My friend Emma, she previously was the owner of Everything Old Crafts or fiber arts, or what is it? Just Everything Old. Yeah. And she is one of my favorite indie yarn dyers. I think she's amazing. Her yarn is beautiful and tonal and magical, and I just love the way she puts colors together. But she has a little one, and her little one needs to go to preschool, and she decided that, well, preschool, it costs money. So she has to say goodbye to the yarn business for now. Who knows if it'll happen later. But she has to say goodbye to the yarn business and instead get a real world muggle day job, as I like to call it. And so she let us know, she let all of her fans know so that we could order sweater quantities worth of yarn and kind of stock up before she was gone, get your last hurrah. So I was like, I need sweater quantities worth of yarn in TARDIS blue. And she made me a sweater quantities worth of yarn in TARDIS blue. So I have to show you this. Oh my goodness. Okay, look. That is TARDIS blue. If that's not TARDIS blue, I don't know what is. Can you see how it's kind of tonal? This is the cashmere sock yarn, I think. So it's like cashmere and magical and blue, and I cannot wait. I don't know what cardigan I'm gonna make yet. I just made sure I got a sweater's quantity worth, and I'm gonna make it work. And I'm so sad that you are not doing this anymore, but I'm so glad I was able to score some yarn. So I got a sweater's worth of that, and then I also nabbed in kind of her sale bit. Oh, it's cashmere sock. That's what it is. It's 80-10-10. So merino, cashmere, and nylon. So 80% merino, 10 cashmere, 10 nylon. And this is the... I'm not exactly sure. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful light kind of green. And can you imagine the socks? Well, I might make a shawl out of this actually because it's so pretty. But I'm just totally in love with this. Is very spring to me right now. So I scored some yarn from her, and I'm so sad she's not gonna be around anymore. But if you know her, you should totally message her and say hi and send her some love. But yeah, so those are all the things that are going on. There's not really too much aside, well, there's big things on the docket, so I'm kind of excited for those. I will share with you one last thing, and then it's time to say goodbye. I'm going to keep it a little bit short. Actually, I'm going to try to keep it a little bit shorter just so that I can produce a more, a higher quality video, and it's easier to render and get uploaded when it's not over an hour long. Sorry. Oh, but with the plans for Juniper Grace, just in case you guys are wondering, I have plans to get it on iTunes. And then you can download me and put me on your iPod or whatever, your tablet, and carry me around with you in your pocket without, you can download me and keep me forever. Wouldn't you like that? Okay, so let's share, okay, maybe two things. I have a Canadian word, but I don't have the prop for the Canadian word, but I think, I haven't talked to you guys about this one. Do you guys know what a pencil crayon is? A pencil crayon. It's a colored pencil, I think you guys call them. It is a pencil where the lead is a different color. So, and then usually the outside is the matching color to whatever the lead color is. So, you buy them in boxes of pencil crayons. I was reading a blog that talked about what the Canadian words are versus, And I did not realize that pencil crayon is a Canadian word. So what do you guys call them? Colored pencils? I'm confused because they're pencil crayons, because they're colorful. I don't know, they've just always been pencil crayons. So that's the Canadian word. And then my mini main moment. I was cleaning up my stuff and going through my things, and I found Father Bill. When we went to Maine for the big knitting pipeline retreat, or I guess it wasn't huge, it was a tiny one, but it was magical. Probably one of the most defining knitting related moments of my life. We were staying at the, what's it called? I can't remember what it was called, but it was a Shaker village, and we were staying at the guest house, and there were the brothers. It was run by the brothers, and this I think was their founder, and his name, I don't even know what his name is. Jean-Marie de la Menet. I think that's how you say it. I'm really terrible at French. But his picture was everywhere, and we were talking about it, and we found these little cards, and we realized he looks just like Bill Murray. Doesn't he look just like Bill Murray? It's Father Bill. Father Bill. I don't think I showed this to you guys yet, but I have two different versions of him, but I like the colorful one the best because I think it looks just like him. I wonder if Bill Murray knows that he looks like a famous monk. I don't know. But there's another retreat coming up in Maine in September. I have hopes to go. I am excited. I promise I will keep you all in the loop. I will take you with me if I have to. Video-like. I'll take the podcast and maybe film from there. But yeah, I'm just so excited, and I'm so glad you guys came. And here's to the next step. Here's to the continuing journey and adventure. And I hope that you want to come and stick along with me. And if not, that's okay. But please stay. I love you, and you guys are wonderful, and I'm so glad you've stuck around through all of the craziness. If you want to send me a postcard, send me a message. I'll give you my address. If you want to send me little bits of yarn for my Hexie Puff craziness that I'm about to dive into, feel free, message me. I'll send you my address. If you just want to say hello, say hello. I would love to hear from you. It would be so wonderful. And I think that's it. So I guess it's, safe to return to your normal life. I am so glad you came to join me, and I really hope I see you again next week. See you.